What's up, guys? It's me. So today we're going to be talking about the Oscars for 2026, and it's been a while since I've done one of these prediction videos because of time, but I have made videos. It's just that I didn't have time to release them. But without wasting any time, let's get straight to it. So one battle after another is obviously going to win. This is going to sweep, and Paul Thomas Anderson is going to win despite the money that Warner Brothers is losing. I believe that this is a lock. I believe it's a slam dunk, and if it doesn't win, it might be the biggest shock. I mean, look at the Metacritic score. Everything about this film supports the win. Everything about the reaction supports this win. For me personally, I don't think it's as good as what people are saying, but people are nonetheless saying that it is one of the best films and one of PTA's, if not the best film that he's ever done. So when you get reactions like that, you win Best Picture for PTA and other awards as well. Next film is Hamnet. Hamnet is basically what you call an undeniable film. If Chloe Zhao did not win an Oscar for Nomadland, I think this might have a really, really serious shot because not only do you have the performance, it is winning every audience award you could ever possibly imagine, and it has locks for performances. Paul Mescal and Jessie Buckley. It has that screenplay nomination, the cinematography, the text. So it basically is what BAFTA would go for because the BAFTA loves films like these. So Chloe Zhao. It also has the support of Steven Spielberg and Sam Mendes if this gets into pictures. So it's a great narrative as well. Yeah, it's a lock to get nominated and potentially to win as well. The next film I have is Marty Supreme. Now, the reason why I have this is because of the reactions, and A24 is only pushed this year, which means that they're going to go really hard for it, and A24 has grown to be one of the best campaigners in the awards industry for films in general, but despite the national boundary or the foreign boundary that they usually have with their films, they still manage to get them in. They are literally beasts at campaigning, so Marty Supreme is, I think, a lock to get nominated, but for the win, I don't think so. Now, Sinners was the front runner for a while. I predicted it at number one, but then One Battle kind of stole its thunder by becoming Warner Brothers' priority, and afterwards, I think Sinner might get the blockbuster treatment where it might miss out on some nominations on Oscar morning because it is a genre film and because of the release date. I don't see it doing Everything Ever All at Once because Everything Ever All at Once was people's top one favorites, the critical darling. I think the critical darling this year will be One Battle After Another, and that is also the audience hit. Maybe not a box office hit as Sinners was, but it is an audience hit regardless. It got an A plus, an A cinema score. It got multiple rave reactions from audiences and critics. So it kind of has a similar vibe going on with Sinners, which I think that's where it overtakes Sinners and Sinners becomes less of a priority. So yeah. Next up, we have Wicked for Good. Now, this is undeniable at this point, I think. The first one got a ton of nominations, 10 nominations. This one is also a really, really big contender. I just have it at number 5 because it can't get Oscars for screenplay or director, but I think Ariana Grande is coming for an Oscar. I think the texts are coming for an Oscar. The makeup might be competitive against Frankenstein because of what they did with the Scarecrow and the Tin Man. So there you go. Next up, we got It Was Just an Accident. Now, I think It Was Just an Accident is pretty much like a lock to get in at this point. I mean, the campaign has been spectacular. I think this is just a type of film that is going to get in, and it won the Palme d'Or. It is just going to be a great nomination for the film because of the narrative that Jafar Panahi has, and I heard it's a great film. I haven't seen it yet, so yeah. Sentiment of Value is a film I've seen, and from the film I've seen, I didn't see a Best Picture contender, but since everyone else is kind of gaslighting me that it is, I'm gonna put it in. But I really didn't like the film as much, and I don't think the film deserves a Best Picture nom. Maybe a screenplay nom, maybe the actors, but not for Best Picture. Maybe people are gonna see what I'm seeing, but for now I'm gonna put it number 7. I cannot completely remove it because of the hype that it has around the award pundits, but I don't see it as a top 3, let alone a top 6 contender. I think It Was Just an Accident will end up becoming a bigger frontrunner than Sentimental Value. So there you go. Next up, I have Frankenstein, which I think is it is gearing towards a lock because of the reception is increasingly getting better. And when it initially started, I thought, oh yeah, this isn't gonna get nominated. But once the buzz kept on building, I was like, well, I guess it's just undeniable at this point, right? And we have Avatar Fire and Ash, Sight Unseen. I think this is just going to get in because it's James Cameron. I don't see it getting as much nominations as the first, let alone the second. But I do think because it's going to be a really damn good film, and I learned not to bet against James Cameron, I'm just going to put it there. Next, we have Jay Kelly. Now, initially, I dropped this in all predictions, but I slowly see a rise for Jay Kelly because I think that when I saw the film, I saw. By the way, yeah, I did see the film and I liked it way more. I think it is the better version of Sentimental Value. Maybe my taste is bad for that, but Jay Kelly was a superior film in my opinion. But my personal opinion aside, I think Jay Kelly's gonna start to gain momentum within the industry people, especially SAG and PGA. And Netflix seems to really believe in the film. They are screening it in multiple screens across the globe. So I think Jay Kelly is gonna get that nom. It has the latest release date, which also means Netflix is positioning it for the awards push. And I think that when you see the ending, when you get to the ending of the film, it's a bit undeniable to resist the film in general. So there you have it. I think Jay Kelly is going to come in, and Netflix is going to get two films in the slot. And it also is a film that, if they nominated Maestro, they gotta nominate Jay Kelly. I mean, come on. All right. So next up, I got The Secret Agent, and I think The Secret Agent has a really good shot. But the only reason why I'm not putting it in is one because the reception isn't that good. Like when I say that good, I mean good as in an international film in order to get in needs rave reviews like A Sentimental Value, like an It Was Just an Accident, like An Anatomy of a Fall, like The Zone of Interest, like Drive My Car. I don't think The Secret Agent is that level. Why do I have it getting in? Because of the Brazilian push. We saw it with I'm Still Here. I don't think just because I'm Still Here happened, that means it's going to repeat every single time of the year. But I do think that The Secret Agent has this fan base within the Academy that might push them, but not so much, I think. Number 12, I have The Testament of Anne Lee because it is the Searchlight's contender. The film is very divisive, so I don't really have it as a picture contender. I think it's more for the text and actress, but I do see Searchlight campaigning, and who knows, the Searchlight is a great awards distributor, just like A24, just like Netflix, just like Neon. So who knows? This is their sole contender. The rental family is not a thing anymore, so they might just go with this. Next up, we have Springsteen and House of Dynamite. I think both of these films are going to get goose egged. The audience reception is not that good. The critical reception was a bit better, but I don't see these films doing good in the long term. I think it's going to be films that are going to be forgotten, and Springsteen, especially, I think, is going to get forgotten because of the lackluster reviews that it's getting right now, and it's also going to bomb at the box office, considering that it's a biopic, so which is really bad because Elvis performed really great. Bohemian Rhapsody performed really great. A Complete Unknown was at least artistically valued because of James Mangold and Timothée Chalamet. I don't think Springsteen has either of those tendencies, so I think it's going to get DOA. Hopefully, my prediction will stand still so that these biopics stop getting into Best Picture and we don't have to see them as this undeniable threat. Next, we have No Other Choice from Park Chan-wook. A lot of people are believers of this film. The Oscar expert is predicting No Other Choice. I don't. I personally love the film. I think it is the best film of the year so far. I don't think it's getting in. I don't even think it's going to get into international feature, which I'll get into later. I think the buzz is going to slowly die down. Academy did nominate Decision to Leave. The Academy did not nominate The Handmaiden. I think we're asking too much for them to nominate this for Best Fucking Picture. I'm not even predicting it for Best Screenplay. Spoiler alert for the category later on. But yeah, I think No Other Choice is pretty much not going to be a contender, but I'm going to put it in because it does have passion. But I feel like in order for this film to have gone into Best Picture, it needed raves. It needed 5 out of 5s. It has a 100% on Rotten Tomato, but that isn't really a 100 on Metacritic like One Battle After Another is on its 90s. I think No Other Choice needed that 90s push. I think it needed those 10 out of 10s. And I also think it needed to be Park Chan-wook's best film. I think it needed to beat Old Boy for it to get in. Bong Joon-ho made Parasite, and people thought it was better than Memories of Murder. That's why it got the reviews that it got. It won the prizes. I think No Other Choice is lacking the reviews. I think it's lacking the reception. It's lacking the awards so far, and I think that it's just not a strong contender. I think it's weaker than Decision to Leave, and I don't know why this is in so many people's Oscar predictions. Besides it being a bandwagon effect, that is a lot coming from someone who is South Korean and someone who does love the film a lot. Now, next up we got Begonia. The reception is really mixed. It's in its 60s, which is not good for Yorgos Lanthimos. It's more in tune with Kinds of Kindness. I also see this getting only a few nominations, so we'll see. And then lastly, I got Chain Dreams. It might happen because people are passionate about it. People love this film, and who knows, it might replace Jay Kelly or Avatar as that passion pick from Netflix that they didn't really prioritize, but it ends up getting a fan base like from BAFTA, from Critics' Choice, just like All Quiet on the Western Front did with that BAFTA support that pushed it all the way to the Oscars, and it ended up winning a lot of Oscars as well, so might happen to that, we'll see. All right, now let's move on to Best Director. I think Paul Thomas Anderson is going to win, sweep the category if since Chloe Zhao did not win, so I'm going to put Chloe Zhao number two. And then Jafar Panahi, I see his narrative, I see the passion, I see the Q&As with Martin Scorsese and a lot of filmmakers that are beloved within the industry. I think it was just an accident. It's going to just have a squeeze in there, no problem. Next up, we got Marty Supreme, and if A24, whenever they get this was sent out by the Oscar expert. Whenever A24 gets their film into picture, it also gets its director. And I also see this as a type of film that just gets director because of the way it's crafted. I don't see it just getting a screenplay nomination. That would not make that much sense. So Martin Supreme will also do really good with the performances and the tech category. So there you have it. Next up, I got Joachim Trier for Sentimental Value. I did see this as a film that wouldn't get into picture that strongly. And I have it number seven, but I have it at number five for director because of this branch. The director's branch are the types to nominate films because of the prestige, because of their auteur vision, right? And who does this leave out? It leaves out Ryan Coogler, sadly, for Sinners, who I would put in the top three if it were up to me. But I think that they're going to have this genre bias towards it. I think they're going to treat it as they treated Christopher Nolan for Inception, Denis Villeneuve for Dune, Greta Gerwig for Barbie, so on and so forth. I think that this Sinners is going to get a lot of the Guild nominations and critic support as well, but it's just going to drop out. And director because of BAFTA, or we wouldn't even know because the BAFTAs are after the Oscars this year, but I just think it's not going to get in. And Guillermo del Toro might get a DGA, so I'm going to put it in Frankenstein. And the reviews are getting better and better, and I heard that it is a visual masterpiece by some people. So there you go. Next up, I got Kleber Mendonca, who directed The Secret Agent. I think that he could get Golden Globe. I think he could get a BAFTA nomination, which we will not know before the Oscar noms, but I do think that The Secret Agent could slowly creep up, but I don't see it being as strong enough to crack the field, especially because we have already like two really strong international picks, so I don't know why they'd squeeze in a third one, leaving out Joachim Trier or Josh Safdie for The Secret Agent, which is not as strong. I go Wicked for Good. I don't see this happening, but if the Academy wants to go, hey, John M. Chu, we snubbed you for the first film. Why don't we go get you that nom for the second film? But I don't see it happening. And Mona Fazvold for The Testament of Anne if the Academy wants to embrace this weird film because of Searchlight's push. And Searchlight films usually end up getting into directors, so we'll see, but I don't see it happening. I'm just going to put it in the five. Notice how I don't have Catherine Bigelow, Yorgos Lanthimos, or Park Chan-wook. That's because they're not going to happen. We're just going to be straightforward. They're not going to happen. All right. Now I have the Best Actors category, which could also be called the Jessie Buckley category. Jessie Buckley is going to win. Cynthia Erivo is going to get nominated because she's probably going to be good or better, if not better, than when she was in the first film. Amanda Seyfried for The Testament of Anne because of the Searchlight announcement. I have a lot of confidence that she's going to get in. She's going to get that push. And Renata Reinsve, after I saw the film, I didn't really see it as a Best Actress contender, especially for her prestige right now. I think she needs to build it more, but I guess other people see it differently. Maybe Sentimental Value is going to max out for the acting noms, who knows? But for now, I'm going to put her in. And then I have Kate Hudson for Song Sung Blue now. It is me jumping into the bandwagon, but it's because I don't see any of these other performances. I think I see a chance for Tessa Thompson if she gets BAFTA, Critics' Choice, and Golden Globe, and SAG. But for the rest, I just don't see a strong enough case. So I'm going to put sight unseen Kate Hudson in for now, but I could regret it, and I might be called stupid after just copying people. Who knows? I have Chase Infinity. I think One Battle After Another is a really strong contender, and if it's really, really, really strong, I think Chase Infinity gets in, and Regina Hall also gets in. But for now, I don't think it's going to be really, really, really strong to break an acting record of 6 nominations for actors. Spoiler alert, because Benicio del Toro, I am predicting. So yeah, Rose Byrne, the film is basically not going to touch the Academy. It's a hopeful pick. I think this is like an Ethan Hawke in First Reformed, etc., etc. Next, we get Emma Stone and Begonia. I don't think Begonia is going to be a strong contender, so even if Emma Stone acts the socks of her ass or something, I don't think she's going to get in. Tessa Thompson, Fred, I actually do see a possibility of her getting in because Tessa Thompson is a respected actress. I could see it as like an Ana de Armas in Blonde type of situation, but we need to see the reception first. I see her getting into Golden Globes and BAFTA, but who knows. Next up, we have Sydney Sweeney for Christie because some people really want this to happen, but I don't see it happening. The best she could get is SAG and maybe Critics' Choice, and she's going to get a Golden Globe because of the competition is really, really not there for the drama categories that year, especially in a category of 6. But I don't see it happening at the long run, so there you go. Next up, I have Best Actor. Now, Timothy Chalamet is going to win for Marty Supreme unless people think he's too young. Next up, I have Leonardo DiCaprio for One Battle After Another, who I think is just going to get safely nominated for everywhere. Maybe he's going to get some for the BAFTA, but I do think they nominated for him Don't Look Up, so there. I mean, come on. And we have Wagner Moore for The Secret Agent. Now, my justification in this is that he might win a lot of critics awards. He might win the Golden Globe. He's going to get nominated for BAFTA. He might even get Critics' Choice. I think he's gonna be more. He's gonna be stronger than Fernando Torres, I believe. And he already won at Cannes for Best Actor, so I think he's in a really good narrative, and he's also gonna have that big fan base that thinks people are gonna think that he's giving the Best Actor performance of the year. So I think he's gonna get in. Michael B. Jordan will get in with The Sinners push. I do see him getting in. I did say that Sinners is gonna get weaker as the time goes by, but I don't see anyone else better in this category, and I think Michael B. Jordan is really good in Sinners. He is just really good, and I think he also has that overdue narrative at this point. Not as much as like Glenn Close. I'm not saying that he's like a veteran actor, but I'm saying that he is really respected within this industry. He has given a lot of performances that are memorable. So there you go. And George Clooney for Jake Kelly. I see this just getting in because the actors love George Clooney. People don't have George Clooney right now. I think he gives a great performance in Jake Kelly, and that ending I think will solidify a lot of people and will change their mind. It is basically a montage of George Clooney's life, and it's hard to resist that. I would vote for him as well. So I think George Clooney gets in. It's been a while since we've had him, so it's going to be more like a welcome back narrative, especially since I have Jake Kelly at picture. I need to have George Clooney in for Best Actor because he kind of is the film, right? He is Jake Kelly. Next, I have Ethan Hawke for Blue Moon. I know Sony Pictures Classic is really strong, but I have to wait and see for now. I don't want to jump in the bandwagon for this just yet because I think this film is a bit too small, and I think people are kind of hope dicting just because he's good. If he didn't get in for First Reformed, I don't know why he'd get in for Blue Moon. And people say it's a biopic. No one knows who he's playing for Blue Moon. So there you go. And Richard Linklater has been making a lot of films. None of them, since Boyhood, have been getting Academy Award nominations, not even for Best Animated Feature, even if he made a really damn good film there. All right, now we have Jeremy Allen White. I had him at number one for a while. He dropped. I don't think this film is going to do good anymore. I think this film is just going to blank. And yeah, the reception, the box office, it all has a track. And how long can the Academy just keep nominating these biopic performances? I heard he's really good, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I don't think the passion's going to be there as there was for Timothy Chalamet and Austin Butler and Rami Malek. Then we have Dwayne Johnson for The Smashing Machine. I think Dwayne Johnson could get crack Golden Globe and SAG and Critics' Choice. I think he's just going to stop there because I don't see the film doing well. I don't see the film doing particularly good because of the box office too. It didn't really help. And yeah, next I have Joel Edgerton. If Train Dreams takes off, then I think Joel Edgerton comes along with the Train Dreams package because I heard he's really good. But for now, it's just too risky to predict. Next up, I have Best Supporting Actress, which I think is the trickiest category to predict this year, but I'm going to try my best. My goal is to at least get top four right, which is, I think Grande is going to win. I think this is it. I think she would have won for the first time. I don't get why people are underestimating her. I see her up on stage with that Oscar. People would want to see speeches from her, and I think that's going to happen this year because there's no one as strong to take her over. I think a lot of people are going to want her to be taken over, but I don't think it's going to happen, so there you go. And then I have Teyana Taylor for One Battle After Another, which I think I saw this film with my mom, and my mom usually does not comment on performances, and she was like, yeah, she was really good. She acted really nice, and that's a sign that, yeah, even with her screen time, people resonate with her performance, and I think Teyana Taylor is going to get in because of the strong film that she's tied to, which is One Battle After Another. I have Inga Ibsdottir Lilius. I think she's going to get in for Sentimental Value. I saw Sentimental Value. She is way better than Elle Fanning. I have Elle Fanning at number 8. I don't see them both getting in. I think only one of them is going to get in, and I think it's going to be Inga because of that international support. I think the critic support will also go to her. I think some people are going to give her the win, actually. I think she's going to get a lot of support from international bodies as well. So there you go. And then I have Amy Madigan for Weapons. Honestly, this category is not that strong, and she does play this really, really showy role. Weapons was a box office success. People have seen Weapons. I do believe that Weapons will do good in the Guild. Amy Madigan has a narrative. I don't know if it's going to win. I don't think it's going to win personally. I think Ariana Grande is way too strong for that, but she might get nominated because of the SAG push. Who knows? And then we have Gwyneth Paltrow versus Odessa A'zion. I originally had Odessa after the reviews, but after further thinking about it, I think Gwyneth is going to get in because it's going to be more like a welcome back, Gwyneth. We have not seen you since your Oscar win, and here you go. You get this nomination because we missed you, and Mari Supreme is a great big contender. I think Odessa is too much of a newcomer. We already have Inga in the category, so I think Odessa has to wait a bit longer. I think Gwyneth is going to get in because she's attached to the Best Picture film. Now, next we have Emily Blunt, The Smashing Machine. I could see this being like a Jodie Foster and Naiad, but I think The Smashing Machine did too poorly with the box office, and I think it's going to slowly fade out. Elle Fanning for Sentimental Value. She might get in, but I just want to hold my gut. When I saw the film, I did not see an Oscar nominee in that film. So, there you go. And then I have Regina Hall for One Battle After Another. I think Regina Hall is really good in One Battle After Another. She has that scene in the mirror, and she has tears in her eyes every time I see her. Honestly, I think she does enough to get nominated because the film is really good and because the film is really big and it is the Best Picture frontrunner. But 6 or 5 acting nominations for One Battle seems a bit too much, so I'm gonna put her there for now. And Glenn Close, Jennifer Lopez, they have the narratives, they don't got the films. Sorry. All right, next up we have Best Supporting Actor. I have Sean Penn's gonna win. He's gonna sweep. I'm sorry for people who don't want him to win a third Oscar. This is a type of performance where how many Oscars you've won does not matter. You're gonna win still. Next up we have Stellan Skarsgård. I'm gonna put him at number 2 because he could win the BAFTA technically, but even that I think Paul Mescal could take, like Barry Keoghan taking it for the Banshees of Inisherin over Brendan Gleeson. Narrative does not matter, and when I saw Sentimental Value, again, I did not see an Oscar-winning performance, so I don't think he's going to win. Paul Mescal is a lock to get in. If he were in lead, he also would have gotten in. We have Benicio del Toro for One Battle After Another. A lot of people have him as his favorite performance. People love his one scene with the beer where he's raising his arms up. He has a lot of one-liners. He is just that. When I see him, I see a Three Billboard situation. I see a Banshee situation. I see an Everything Ever All at Once situation where the film is really good. He's a pivotal supporting player that is memorable with a lot of funny lines and steals the scene in basically every scene he's in. I think he gets it. And honestly, I think it's pretty much guaranteed. I honestly think he's really underrated in this field. Next up, Adam Sandler, because a lot of people love him in this film. He is really huggable in this film. He is really warm in this film. And Adam Sandler is really respected within the industry. People think he was really good at Uncut Gems. I think Jake Kelly's in Picture. I think George Clooney's getting in. I think Jake Kelly's going to get into other categories. So there you go. And it's also going to do really good in SAG. Next, I have Jacob Elordi, who I was before Jake Kelly's reception going upwards. I had Jacob Elordi, but I don't think this is the type of performance to get in. If it does get in, it is because of the passion that it has. Jonathan Bailey is really close. If Wicked Forget is good, and I heard his role is Meteor, he might get in. Delroy Lindo for Sinners, I just don't see it happening. When I saw the film, I didn't see it. And Miles Kane, I honestly think this is more possible, but he's a newcomer, so there you go. All right, best original screenplay. I think it was just an accident is going to win. I see this getting that Anatomy of a Fall push. I really see this film getting that support. I think people are going to want to award Jafar Panahi in one category, which is going to be this. Sinners, I did say that it was going to drop a lot, so I do see it getting beaten by It Was Just an Accident, which is more typical Oscar, what they would go for in screenplay, like Anatomy of a Fall. It is that comedy, it is that dialogue heavy film. Sinners is more like the Get Out pick, but I do see it weakening because of One Battle's push. So there you go. And then we have Sentimental Value, which I think could win the BAFTA. I think it is pretty strong in the screenplay category. So there you go. Mari Supreme is going to get nominated for Picture. That's why it's strong here. Jake Kelly, I do see it in Picture. I do see the support. I do see the guilds going for it. I do see it getting Critics' Choice for Best Screenplay. There you go. All the stars are lying for this. Now, we got The Secret Agent. Again, this might be the passion pick. People have a fan base. People want this film to get nominated, but we'll just see if it works out. House of Dynamite might be the September 5, but the reception is like, what the fuck is that ending? So I don't think people are going to really resonate with it enough for it to get in. And I think Weapons is also a guild nomination, but I don't really see it getting in as well. So I think the top 5 is pretty secure. All right, best the adapted screenplay. I have One Battle winning. I have Hamnet getting nominated. Wake Up Dead Man. All the Knives Out film has gotten. This also has better reception than Glass Onion. I think it's getting it. Frankenstein's going to get that Dune treatment just because of the way Guillermo del Toro adapted Frankenstein. People are going to be like, wow. And it's a well-known source material, so there you go. Begonia, I really don't want to keep this in, but I have no better option to do so. And people think that the dialogue's really funny, so there you go. Wicked for Good. The first one did not get in, but I think if this film is better, it could get in. Springsteen, and no other choice. If it gets BAFTA, I think it has a possibility. But honestly, like I said, no other choice, I don't think has a shot in any of the categories. Sorry. Train Dreams, if it has that passion pick, once again, I think it's going to get in. All right, we got the best casting category. Now, this is the first time this category has been announced, so I want to try to predict it as best I can. We have One Battle After Another winning, and we have Sinners. I think will get nominated. Wicked for Good, I think, because, I mean, they just announced Colman Domingo just to get that casting Oscar. Come on, guys. We have Hamnet. I think Hamnet is just a really secure picture, and I think it is tied with the lead actress win, so I think it's going to get in. And we have Marty Supreme. I think Marty Supreme is going to get in because of Timothy Chalamet's casting, and of course, of the different Safdie films always have really weird casting. I think they're going to honor that here, and it's A24. Jay Kelly might get in because it is a film about actors, and I think the guilds are going to love it. Sentimental Value because it has really strong performances. Springsteen, originally I had this like number 2. I don't have it anymore, even touching nominations, and Wake Up Dead Man because it is an ensemble piece. So we'll see how this category turns out to be, but it's really interesting. International film, I have number 1 is It Was Just an Accident. I think it's going to win over Sentimental Value, and then I have Sentimental Value. The Secret Agent, I think these 3 are getting nominated, and they're all neon. We have The Voice of Hind Rajib, which is just going to be a really powerful pick. People are going to want to really say their stance on the social issues that it's tackling with this film, and it is backed up by big stars in the industry, so they're going to get in. Left-Handed Girl is also backed up by Sean Baker and the producers of Anora and the Florida Project. I think it's going to get surprised in. I think it's going to get in. Like a Better Days. And we have Sound of Falling, which I think could get in, but it is a bit boring. I mean, EO got in, maybe the international body likes it, but there you go. No Other Choice, maybe it's going to get in, but Park Chan-wook has been snubbed. I just don't want to set myself up and then get disappointed. I predicted Decision to Leave to win for a long time, and it did not even get nominated, so I'm protecting myself, guys. Sirat, yeah, there's too many neon films. And that's it for international. For animated feature, this is a really weak category, but for now I'm just going to say that K-pop Demon Hunters is a lock to win. Best cinematography, I have One Battle After Another winning just because of that road scene. Hamnet is going to get in. Sinners is going to get in because of that the one take sequence, which was breathtaking. Marty Supreme is going to get in. I heard the cinematography is really good. And Down Austin is going to get in for Frankenstein because of the film's lush cinematographies and because the film's getting into picture. I have Chain Dreams as the passion pick. Maybe people are going to go for it. Begonia, I originally had in. Not anymore because of the reception. And The Testament of Van Lee, if it is indeed Searchlight's best picture player, I think it could sneak into some of the text. Alright, now let's talk about best editing. I have One Battle After Another winning because it's honestly a lock. Marty Supreme is the type of thriller that is going to get nominated. We have Hamnet, which is a best picture player. We have Sinners, which is also best picture player, and the editing is fantastic. I originally had this getting snubbed, but honestly I think it is going to stay strong in editing. Then we have Wicked for Good. The first one got nominated. I think this one's also going to get in for being the musical. And then we have Sentimental Value. I just don't see it as an editing player, but people really love it, so who knows. House of Dynamite, I originally had this in, but it is falling off. F1, I just don't see this getting any nomination. Frankenstein, because it might be a really big picture contender. But I do have One Battle winning after all. Production design, I honestly think Wicked could win again, but I think Frankenstein's going to take this for being the new inventive type of cinema. Then we have Hamnet's going to get nominated, Marty Supreme for being like the period pieces that they are. One Battle After Another, I have it beating Sinners here because of that road, and just because it's a really strong picture contender. Then I have Avatar, the Fire and Ash. We're honestly leaving out a lot of films here. Begonia is not going to happen anymore. Let's delete that. Testament of Van Lee, because it is a period piece, who knows. But yeah, this is my 5 for now. Best costume design, we have Wicked for Good, Frankenstein. These 2 are locks. I think Wicked's going to win because the costumes in Wicked are undeniable. We have Sinners, I think is going to get in. We have Hamnet, which I think is going to get in. And this is the first category I think the Testament of Van Lee is going to get in. A lot of people are predicting Marty Supreme or Mother Mary. I think it's going to be Ann Lee. I think the people predicting 28 Years Later are being way too optimistic of its chances. I think Frankenstein's going to get in. Wicked's going to get in. Smashing Machine, Sinners. I think these 4 seem pretty secure. Then I have Weapons because of Amy Madigan, but I don't feel really good about this. I originally had Begonia, but Begonia is not that strong of a contender, so I'm not going to have it in here. And the rest are just like whatever picks said. This category is pretty weak this year, but I think this is going to be the 4 at the very least. Best visual effects, I have Avatar is going to win. F1's getting it nominated, just like how Top Gun was nominated. Wicked's going to get in for good. Get the pun. And the Fantastic Four has great visual effects. It's going to get in. I don't care if it was a flop. Superman might get in. I honestly think it might get snubbed for How to Train Your Dragon because of the DC bias, but a lot of people have it in, so I also feel like the visual effects are really good. And it is a James Gunn picture, and James Gunn films always get into best visual effects. Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning. A lot of people have this because the other film got in, the last one, but I don't see it happening. I actually think How to Train Your Dragon has a better shot. And Frankenstein's going to get into BAFTA visual effects and Critics' Choice visual effects and miss the Oscar, just like Poor Things and Oppenheimer. For best sound, I have One Battle winning because it is the car chase film. It is the Mad Max type of film, and it also is winning editing. So Wicked is going to get in for being the musical. Avatar is going to get in. Sinners will get in. Frankenstein will get in. These are all best picture players. I have F1 getting snubbed. That's my bold pick of the year. Warfare, you're out. Mission Impossible, you're out. Springsteen might get in if it is still is strong for picture, but for now I have this top 5, and my surprise pick is that F1 gets snubbed. Alright, so one battle after another I think is going to win this. Sinners, it's also going to be competitive. It's probably going to win the Golden Globe because the Globes have taste. We have Hamnet, I think it's the best picture, and they just released a snippet of the soundtrack. It is beautiful. Frankenstein, because the theme is really iconic, and also they released a snippet. It's beautiful. The Testament of Vanity, I think Daniel is going to get another nomination here. I think this is just going to get in. I heard the music is undeniable. I have Mark Supreme getting snubbed. And Randall Family, we could delete all of these. Jay Kelly, I think, is going to get a Golden Globe. Wicked is also probably going to get, like, Critics' Choice. Begonia, I could delete. F1 could get Critics' Choice. And, yep, let's clear that out. This is my top 5 for now. Best song category, I have Cynthia Erivo probably going to win for the Wicked song. Then I have Golden, who honestly might win like the Frozen. I Lied to You might also win. Ariana Grande for the Wicked song. Diane Warren for that nomination that has no chance to win. This is really tight category. But I think for the nomination slot, not a lot of competition. I think the win's going to be up to the Wicked song, Golden, or Sinners. For now, I'm going to go with Wicked because they might want to give Cynthia Erivo and Stephen an Oscar. So hey guys, those are it for my predictions. Stay tuned for more. Thank you.